friends, it's Six Pack Sarah. I'm here today to show you what we got as consultants when we went to the Scentsy Family Reunion, which is our yearly convention. They give giveaways throughout the week, and so I wanted to show you what I got. You may have seen these things from other people who have posted, but just in case, I wanted to show you what I got and what I think about it, and do some first sniffs of some bars. Also, I wanted to show you my shirt. So, here. It says, Scentify Your Life, because that's my VIP group on Facebook. That's what I'm calling it. But I had to make it with this Highland cow because Hamish had just had his girlfriend come out, Hattie, and I was so excited about those. Also, the backpack that I brought, I totally put little Hamish buddy clip on it, so that was super fun. And on the straps, I also did a Scentify Your Life thing, so I just had this backpack with me. I tend to overpack backpacks, so I was trying to find just the right type of bag that was, excuse me, big enough to hold what I needed, but not so big that I would overcrowd it and be too much in the rows, because I knew I had heard you get, I've been to these types of things before. You get all crammed in there like sardines and your bags are in the way, but you also need a bag to hold the stuff they're going to give you. So I did okay. By the time we got the giveaways, there was not enough space, but at least helped me out, and I think I picked a good bag. Anyway, you're not here for that. So let's go over what I actually got. I would also like to say that this was a huge stretch for me. I've done conventions before, but I had friends for other companies I've done them. This is my first Scentsy one, but my other company that I was with, I had friends that I went with, so we all did it together and it was great. I was all by myself. Like, I have a team, but I've never actually met my team. The person who sponsored me does still sell Scentsy, but she is no longer my sponsor. Like, I rolled up to the person above her, and she wasn't there. And I knew there was a few people that I knew on Facebook, but I don't actually know, and they have their own groups. So I was all by myself in a city. Fortunately, my brother lives in St. Paul, so I was visiting him at the same time, and it was nice to see him. But then I would have to drive in 20 minutes, and parking was crazy in downtown Minneapolis. I won't get into it, but it was a hot mess. And the first full day, the only full day, the first morning I had to go, it did not go well, but I made it eventually. Okay, but the first day we got there, I did manage to get there in time. I even got there in time enough. I put on some color street nails while I was sitting in the row waiting and letting people in. But yeah, the first day I was on the end of a row and I was pretty far up, but that's fine. And I was really happy to be on an end because I'm not actually claustrophobic, but I was, feeling a little anxiety being on my own and everything. So I was on the end. I was like, yes. But that also meant that when they did the giveaways down the line, I was the last to get them in my row. I was like, I just want to hold it. Anyway. So, opening night, super fun. Everything was great. And they gave away some things. I'll try to go in order of the week, but I don't remember exactly the order of everything that happened. But they did give us a bag of transition testers. So this isn't every scent that's in the fall winter catalog, but every scent that's in it that wasn't in the spring summer one. So, for example, Vanilla Bean Buttercream was in the Spring Summer catalog. It's staying in the catalog, but we didn't get a tester of it. Just new ones like Holiday Market is one that's coming to the catalog. It's not a new scent, but it's new to the catalog. Another one, Frosted Marshmallow. This is a brand new scent, so we got testers of all the brand new scents. And then a scent like Christmas Cottage, that has been in the catalog before but wasn't in the spring summer catalog, was in here. So we got all of the transition testers in a bag with a catalog. It was funny because they were like, and pull out these 3 scents that we want to sniff together. Great idea. didn't work in reality because it's so hard to find testers, and then you're in this cramped space. Ooh, I found one or two of them, but not all of them. Okay, so the catalog this year is thinner than usual, partly because of the whole tariff thing. They aren't always 100% sure they can rely on the prices they quote, so rather than putting prices in print, they just put what types of products are available and basically the new warmers, but they're not putting every single thing that's available in the catalog anymore. But they do have every single scent, so if you want a one-page spread of the scent, you will get that in the catalog. And they do still have them broken down by categories, but they don't have the cute little symbol that I always loved. So it's a little more, it's a little less visually appealing, but you can fit more on a page. But one thing I really love is now you can mail the catalogs, just put stickers here to keep it closed and just put a single stamp on it and mail it. So that's really good for people who have long distance customers and mail stuff a lot. So I'm very happy about that. I am one of those people. Most of my customers are not local to me. And if you want to jump on, let me know. I can mail you a catalog for just the price of a stamp. I do have to order my catalog still. I'm going to do that soon, but yeah, I have them. Okay. The same night, opening night, we also got to experience the Wildflowers and Wild Horses collection. Not only did we get the 5-bar bundle, but we got the mini warmer called Cattle Call. I still have not opened my warmers. I've been waiting to do so. So here we go. And then we'll go over the scents together too. So I went ahead and took it out of the box so it's not all loud. This is what the warmer top looks like. So you'll put the wax in here, and then it gets screwed onto this piece. There is a little rubber gasket that's very helpful to put inside there, and then you just screw in the light bulb. I don't have a way to plug it in and turn it on right now, so I'm not going to put the light bulb in, but there's a light bulb, 15 watt, right? Yeah. They came out with a 10 watt, and I have not actually gotten one of those yet. But yeah, so the cool thing about the plug-in warmers is there's a little button to depress, and then you can turn it. So if your outlets are a different direction, you can definitely change that. This is a glass warmer, so you just screw it on, and then when you're ready for it, you turn it on. I definitely thought they should have done more horse-themed things in this collection, since they called it Wild Horses instead of a cow print warmer, but it is cute if you like that, and it'll be really cool when it's lit up. But I'm always up for a mini warmer. And then the other cool thing Scentsy has is you can get a tabletop base, and there's two types because these glass ones, like I showed you, screw on. So there's a screw on base that you just do that, and then you can put it on a table instead of on the wall if that works better for you, or if you just want to change things up. And then the other type, the ceramic type of mini warmers, have a ceramic type base, and it's more of a thing you just kind of like twist a little bit and then it goes on. But I definitely recommend picking up those tabletop bases. I really love having that option of changing up my decor that way when I'm not just wanting to, because I only have a few places I can plug one into a wall, like in the bathroom. Because with kids around and all my outlets are on the lower half of the wall, I really don't want that wax sitting there where they're seeing it more obvious. Anyway, so we got that warmer, very cool. And then, like I said, the 5-bar collection of wax. Yeah, like the Grazing Grasslands collection was cute, and it focused on highline cows, so I kind of get why they divided it up, but I feel like this would be better with a Grazing Grasslands collection than a wild horses collection. But my mom and I are horse people, especially my mom, so that was just us. All right, we're going to go through these bars. I've smelled them. I have not warmed them. I've given a couple people samples, but here we go. We have Silver Spur, and let me get the scent description. I should mention, too, that often they've been putting a little tab with scent descriptions on these, but at least in the giveaway one, there was no scent description thing on it. I really like when they do those, but that's okay. Okay, so, Silver Spur is smoky campfire notes drift through groves of silver spruce and lavender. So I recently saw someone talk about these, and she said she didn't think that the smoky note was like around the campfire. I don't have a ton of experience with other smoky scents, but to me it did remind me of around the campfire. Not exactly. This doesn't smell exactly like it at all, for those of you who are sad that it's not coming back. But like, to me it gave me the same vibes enough. I'm not a diehard around the campfire person, but I do enjoy it, so for me it's good. And then I'm not good with the fresh notes of identifying things, but I'm sorry, I'm still getting over a cough, so sometimes taking a deep breath irritates me. But yes, there is like that tree note or woods. Like, it's more, to me it does smell more like burning woodiness rather than a live spruce tree nearby. And I don't like lavender, but I don't smell this and think, oh, lavender. This is actually my favorite bar of all the 5 scents, at least on cold. So I don't let the lavender scare you, because people will say that, and I still don't like the lavender, but I like this lavender. In fact, there's this new scent in the catalog called Lavender Woods, and on stage they said, if you don't like lavender, don't be afraid of this one. And I smelled it, and I'm like, nope, not for me. This one, though, the lavender doesn't bother me, so there's that. All right, Wild Mountain Sky is refreshing vistas of mountain pine, cypress, blue eucalyptus, and fern sprig. This one is not going to be for me. But I think it's the eucalyptus. I don't mind, like, when I'm sick and use a eucalyptus scent on me, but like in-home fragrance, it does not come off the same way to me, especially when combined with pine. And Scentsy really likes to combine eucalyptus with some sort of tree. I'm trying to think what it reminds me of. I think it is. It's not like Just Breathe. There's definitely no mint in it. But if you like Just Breathe and want something less minty, that could be good for you. Yeah, it's just not the type of scent that I prefer myself, but I'm not surprised by that. Okay, we've got Wildflowers and Sage. Bright meadows of wildflowers, fresh mint, white moss, and sage leaves. And I'm a mint person, but not usually a wildflower or sage person, so I'm not really getting mint either. So if the mint is scaring you, don't let that scare you. And the sage is not as potent as usual. I think this could be pretty decent, but I think the pine and cypress is kind of... Wait, that was the other one. Oh yeah, the wildflowers. I don't know what white moss would smell like, but yeah, it is kind of like the... Oh, what was that other mountain one? There was a mountain one for spring and summer that I really didn't like, but it was pretty popular. It's kind of like that. Okay, Saddle Up. This is the returning bar, and I think what the collection was kind of inspired by. I wouldn't say it's all the scents or something based off of or mixed with Saddle Up like they've done in the past, but I think that's the inspiration. So I prefer Wait, let me tell you the description first. Saddle Up is capture some on-the-range reverie with soft suede, aged leather, sheer musk, and a breath of fresh air. I don't melt weathered leather, but I use it in my husband's car with the car bars and scent circles, and some other things. And I have melted weathered leather, and I liked it in my basement, but I've never gone through a whole bar myself. But I like that one. I think it smells like leather. Makes me happy, makes me feel like doing horses stuff with my mom. But my mom, who's way more into horses and has them at her house, doesn't like weathered leather. So, whatever. I don't know. That's what I think it is. But this one, to me, is more perfumey, more of a perfumey smell. I don't really like Saddle Up, but I think it's got more of the suede in it compared to weathered leather. Yeah, I definitely would say this is more suede-y. Or, it's not actually old people perfume, but I smell it and I go, I could see smelling this like in a nursing home when you're not smelling like the sterilization part. You're smelling like the old leathery things or leather jackets or whatever. So I could see that. Okay, and the last one in this collection is Whiskey River. So this one is Crisp Rushing River Undercurrents. Let's try that again. Crisp Rushing River Undercurrents carry sweet notes of golden plum and bourbon barrel. So a river and bourbon barrel. My first thought was, is this leather too? And then my thought was, is this black licorice? Okay, I can see kind of the river, the wateriness. Maybe the bourbon, because when I think bourbon and then I smell like the Bath and Body Works scents, they do not match up to me. So I could kind of see that. This is on the sweeter side, not like bakery sweeter, but on the sweeter side. So I think I will end up liking it more than any of the others. But overall, this collection is not really for me. So on the one hand, I was like, oh, great, 5 bars I don't really want to use. But on the other hand, I was like, okay, good, I can still share with people without having to spend my own money on it. So that was nice. So I will be making samples out now that I'm on the road to recovery. So if you are one of my customers, let me know. If you are not one of my customers at this time, shoot me a message and ask me what I think, if I can get you any samples, and I'd be glad to help you out. So yeah, so there's that one. And I believe the final thing we got on opening night was crazy big news. They talked a lot about the rebranding they're doing. So they're changing the logo. It's pretty simple, it's not too bad, but then they have this pretty S based on floral arrangements and wildflowers and things. And I think that is a good move for Scentsy. I think it'll go really well. They do plan to make the bars really simple packaging. So, for example, currently the boxes have all these cutesy things on them, and the bars have little pictures on them that are really adorable. I do love those. They're going to make the boxes more streamlined, and the bars will look more like this, where it has the logo and the name on it, but it's like a solid background. I will very much miss the little pictures, but I do think they look classy and good. And it looked like they might have scent descriptions on some of them, but I couldn't tell. I'm not really sure. But then the big news, the real big news, was Scentsy is starting to do candles. All they told us was September. No price yet. No actual date, just September. They're not in the catalog, but it sounded like they're releasing with the catalog, but I'm not sure. And then they definitely said for the holidays they plan to do a bunch more. So they gave us one candle in Camp Scentsy scent, which is the scent they made for this SFR reunion. My bird is wondering what I'm doing over here. And so every convention they make like a signature scent. From what I've heard, they're usually on the fruity side, and maybe not a ton of variety, but I've never smelled any other one. But they called this one Camp Scentsy because the theme was Camp Scentsy, and I love it. But I do think that the candles are gorgeous. I think if Scentsy is going to do candles, they've done it right. Anyway, I wrote the notes down somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Sadly, they don't have the notes on the candle. At least not on this one. So that was kind of a bummer. But it's a fruity scent. It's got some citrus and berries in it. And something else. But yeah. Oh, I know where I have the scent notes. On the last day from what they gave us. I'll show you in a little bit. They do have the scent notes. With bursting berries, bright peach, and sweet apple blossom, this cheery scent evokes the spirit of summer camp. Personally, I don't think that fruity scents evoke summer camp, but I do like the scent, and I think it'll be good as a candle. Anyway, so they are 2-wick candles, 12.5 ounces, and they have the new Scentsy logo on it, which everyone says, oh, they gave Sarah an S, right? Yeah. So that's nice. The wicks look nicely placed. There's definitely debate. Is candles for Scentsy a good thing or not? In my opinion, it is. I'm a candle person already. Here's one of my empty ones. I definitely prefer Scentsy. If I have to pick one home fragrance way to go, it would be Scentsy. That's what I've been using the most and liking. But I've done candles too, and I like them especially in fall and winter, cozy and all that. And Scentsy started by saying we've always been wickless. That was kind of our thing. But we've learned that people are going to buy candles anyway. Not every single person will, but people are. A lot of people are buying candles. So if you're going to buy a candle, why not have a Scentsy option to buy a candle from Scentsy? If you already love Scentsy, do that. And I really like that they are making their candles in home. So they're not getting them from overseas. They're just doing everything here. So they are designed in the USA and made in the USA. And I really like that. So they have a lot of oversight on what's going on. They're very careful with what ingredients to use, just like with the wax. Yes, just like with the wax, there are some things that can be a little too much for certain people, but they are a soy blend candle, so they're not full soy, but they do have soy. But if you're already using Scentsy wax, you're already using some things that aren't that are synthetic. Anyway, so for me, it's a good move. I plan to get a couple more. The price point will definitely be a make or break it, but I will at least try like one holiday one that I like, depending on that price point. But I definitely think I'm excited for them. Okay, so day 2 was the full day, all day long. I was a half hour late, even though I left very early from my brother's traffic, and then I couldn't find parking. We eventually figured it out. Luckily, I didn't miss any giveaways, as far as I know. But I missed Dan Orchard's speech, so that was a bummer. But I made it. And the giveaways there, I think there was 3. Hopefully I'm remembering right. They announced they're going to be partnering with Peanuts and coming out with some Peanuts things. A lot of the warmers weren't really me. I'm like, that's fine, I don't need them. Okay, cool. But if they don't have a Snoopy buddy, I'm gonna be sad. They do have a Snoopy buddy. I'm very excited for that. I definitely have Snoopy friends. Grew up reading the Snoopy comics, watching some of the Snoopy cartoons. It's good times. And then they decided to give us Woodstock, the buddy clip. I think Snoopy would have made me even happier, but I really do like Woodstock because I've always been a bird person, and little yellow birds. Tweety Bird was like my my big thing as a kid and teenager, but Woodstock, also adorable. So this is little Woodstock. He is scented in Snoopy's Autumn Adventure, which I don't know what description that is, but it reminds me a little bit of Forever Fall, but definitely not the same. But like that fall cozy bakery. Not super spicy. Pumpkin, but not too much pumpkin. So I'm a fan. I'm going to try the bar when it releases. So very excited to have Woodstock. And then for the actual Harvest collection, they gave Beautiful Spirit Darling Decor. So, one second. Okay, so it's a ghost pillow. This also, I'm not into ghosts, but this is an adorable ghost. So I'll put it out. But again, Snoopy would have made me happier. But I'm still happy that I got this again, that I can show him off without actually having to invest. I always wanted that pumpkin darling decor that they've had, which is coming back. I believe I saw pictures. But it wasn't quite in my budget, so I didn't get it. So free is in my budget, so that's nice. And I believe you can choose your own scent pack to go with it. But they gave us vanilla amber, and I do like vanilla amber. Very happy for that. Then I was looking for his zipper. Where's the zipper? Where's the zipper? It's on this boo bag. So you kind of squeeze your pouch in there, but there it is. So very soft. My kids love him. He's not going to stay white at my house, but we'll try. But yeah, and there's the Scentsy logo back there. The old Scentsy logo. So very cute. So that was what we got from the Harvest collection. Definitely was very antsy that I did not get the bars from the collection. I was like, that's what I want to smell the most. But fortunately, that's what it was available almost right away for Scentsy or Consultant Early Access. So I have ordered those, and they should be coming hopefully soon. They seem to be behind on shipping for some reason, but we'll get there. And then from the holiday, no, they did they give us something from the holiday collection that I've forgotten about? Or just showed us things? Anyway, but they did give us Scents of the Season, which normally is like way at the end. Like it usually releases after holiday bars. So I always have to wait forever because I'm not ready to order by the time they let me get to them. So now I have them in hand. I'm not going to go over how I feel about them right now. I plan to do that later, like when they announce when they're officially out. So if you want descriptions in depth before then, comment. Let me know. I would definitely consider doing it. But this video will be long enough as it is. So there's Cabin Cuddles. I will read you the description. I can do that. Bergamot, fresh mountain air, herbal lavender, and white sandalwood. And there's Christmas Tree Farm, which is Fraser Fir, icy cool air, sparkling bergamot, and white moss. White moss again. And this one does remind me a lot of Silver Spur, at least on cold. Cranberry Christmas cake, cranberry jam, ruby crystals, and creamy vanilla. And it does smell more cakey to me than like just vanilla, to me at least. Sugared peppermint flurries, peppermint, sweet marshmallow, and sugar crystals. My mom liked that one a lot. And sweet Christmas lily, candied sugar, white lily, and pink amber. So those are the 5 Scents of the Season bars. They're all new this year. Sometimes they do a mixture of new and old, but the bricks that are coming out, which I don't have the info with me right now, but all 5 of them are returning scents in brick size. So I know a lot of people have suggested that over the years, like, since it's such a big scent, a big amount, can we have scents we're familiar with so we're not just gambling? So I'm excited for that. And overall, I do enjoy most of the Scents of the Season collection, so that's exciting. This was probably one of my favorite giveaway things, was these 5 bars. Okay, so that was the morning session. The evening or afternoon, yeah, it was evening session, was an awards night. So we just celebrated everyone, but we didn't get any giveaways. And then the next morning was the last thing we did. So the last session, and they did end up, like I said, hopefully I remembered everything, but they did end up giving us, do this one, this Shine Bright warmer. So this is one of the new warmers coming out for the fall and winter season, and tended to be really popular. So I will get that out. Okay, so the warmer dish came not only in bubble wrap but in a box to keep it safe. Thought I'd show you that. A nice simple dish. I think it's also a good move when they keep it simple with the dishes. Sometimes a fancy dish is fun, but overall I like my warmers that have simple dishes better personally. So this is the warmer, Shine Bright. Yep. And it does have the cord cut out, so when you put it down on your surface it stays flat. And then it comes with a 25-watt bulb. And the dish fits right in. And I was able to plug this one in because it has a longer cord. So we'll see what it looks lit up. Look at that. Look how shiny that is. Okay. So what do you think of this one? I do love the shine, although I'm not huge into my warmers being bright. I would have to probably turn this one off at night when I go to bed, because usually I leave mine on 24/7 if I can, but it's very shiny and sparkly, so that's really cool. Do you feel like it looks crooked though, like the top compared to the bottom, or do you feel like it looks straight on? That's what I can't tell. And the part of me that likes things to be straight is like thrown off by it. I can't tell, but it is really pretty. I love the glow. So there's that warmer. We'll see how I can fit that in. I'm running out of space for warmers is part of my problem. Okay, and then I thought, oh, we're done with giveaways. It's almost time to leave. No, we're not. They gave us a Scentsy Air Mini Blossom. So the scents, oh yeah, I forgot about this. They did say it came with pods, and I totally forgot. White peach and cranberry pods. So this one's coming back. I think this is a spring summer scent. I would put this in the spring summer catalog. But yeah, it's a nice spring summer peachy scent. In fact, I like it more than many peachy scents myself. And then, so with these, the top is, it's not breakable. It's plastic or whatever. Very handy with kids or pets or whatever. And then you put it on. These are so great for travel. This is what I brought with, well, I could have brought this one, but I brought my my Disney princess one when I went on my anniversary trip with my husband. And again, you can twist the cord thing, so, or the plug-in, so it doesn't matter what direction your home plugs are in. And then you can choose to put in 1 or 2 pods. I'll show you here. 1 or 2, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't really matter if it's upside down or right side up. You put them in and plug it in, and then you just push the on button, and it will just, a fan will blow the fragrance out. So these are really handy, like I said, if you have kids or pets you don't want to get into wax, or if you're traveling and don't want to have to deal with melted wax where you're at someone else's house, or getting it turned off in time so you can pack it up when you're going. All that. So this was exciting to me. I love this design with the flowers and sunflowers and, you know, nice pretty flowers all the way around. So I definitely will find a place to use that in my house because it's really pretty. Don't worry, that's not all. We're not done yet. As we were leaving, we got, oh, I have a pod in this too, but I did not bring it over. See, I knew I forgot something. We got a 3-pack of Camp Scentsy Bars, and that's where I read the description from. So as we left the last session, we got these, and they said we wanted to give 3 bars so you can have 1 to keep as a memento, 1 to melt, and 1 to share. So I thought that was also really cool that they thought of it like that. In the past, they've given out the SFR signature scent in a brick, and so I was a little bit sad that I didn't get a brick, because even though they're kind of be annoying to store and chop, I think they're really cool, and I was excited. But I got the candle, and then the 3 bars, and then giving me the explanation that was really nice, and then a pod pack that is somewhere. I don't know where it went. But yeah, so all 3 forms of the scent, and that was really cool. So that's what we got from Scentsy Family Reunion. It's already the 17th right now when I'm filming, so it's been close to a month, but finally we got that out there. So yeah, do you think that they were good giveaways? What do you think? You can do virtual SFR and just watch for a nominal cost, or you can spend the same amount as going in person and get the giveaways. Personally, I didn't think that getting giveaways for the entire cost of the convention when I'm not going wasn't worth it. But when you go and get all the experiences there and then get the giveaways on top, I felt like that was worth it. So, yeah. Anyway, what's your favorite giveaway? I would like to know. Comment below, please. And we will be back in a couple days again with some more videos I've got going on. Hopefully I'll grab my husband and get him on here with me too. And we will talk to you later. Bye.